Welcome to Bobby Top Adventures. I'm Bobby Top, and I got new crash bars in the mail. It's always exciting when you get a big box in the mail and you know that you're about to protect your bike a lot more, because if you remember, last summer I went on the Idaho BDR, and up on the Magruder corridor I had some issues taking one of the expert section that goes to the lookout. So these are HEED crash bars. So they were already on the bike when I bought it. And so this left crash bar in particular, it bent in, dented the tank. I've replaced all the plastics. I still have a dent in the tank, but it's fine. No leaks or anything like that. But this was dented in still, so I needed to get this back out. Bending it back out just wasn't an option. A, I don't have the tools, and B, it's just going to make it weaker and all that stuff. So I decided to buy new ones. And so it's a pain in the butt wrenching on on what mounts these bars right inside the bike. Everybody knows that's kind of a pain, so I left it in there. And so that's another reason I went with HEED again, because a lot of the pieces, the difficult pieces for mounting them, are already on the bike. So there is one difference, and I'll show you that, but let's get this box open. I am not paid for anything really, let alone sponsored by any company whatsoever. I purchased it, my money. But while I'm opening this, I know it's kind of loud, but while I'm going through this, I'll talk. So HEED is a company out of Poland. They don't take US dollars, but you can buy them. I did see them on, they have on eBay, but I just bought it through the website, and what I did was, I just used PayPal. And so they were really awesome with that. I didn't have to actually communicate with anybody. I just saw that that they shipped it, and here they are. Oh. It's definitely packaged. So this is the standard piece that's going to go up there. You can see just the difference. So I added, it basically added the lower to it. I was worried about the transmission case being covered, and that right there is going to cover that transmission case. Now what I got to worry about is I got an awesome bash plate on my bike, and so hopefully this will, work around it so that I'm not having to replace that, because that thing is a beast. This is the bunker version. This is a little bit more than the regular, but I think it's well worth it. It was less than $100 difference, so worth it if it's going to protect the transmission case. So let's get the bike out of the garage and line these things up and see. Hopefully I'm not ordering another bash plate. But on the top you can see my old ones battered up, and you can see just the huge difference that these bunker ones are. It's going to be so much more protection. Yeah, it adds a little weight, but it's an Africa Twin, so it can take it. I'd rather protect it. Okay, got the bike out. First I'm going to show you before. Here's the before. This piece mounts in the front to there. This gets buried in, and then it mounts here. So there was the before, and you can see just how, even though this came up a lot, this was still exposed, and that was my biggest concern for this particular piece. May have to remove this in the long term. I could always mount it on the bars, so if I'm putting that in the same location, that mounts in the same location, this mounts in the same location. Just gotta get this in so it is sticking out more than normal, because I don't have that buried all the way in there. And then I'll mount this as per the instructions there. So I do have, yeah, so that's where that mounts. Hopefully it won't affect the brake too much, but much better protection on the clutch. And it's not affecting this or the skid plate. So that's the biggest bonus right there. Is it's not affecting the skid plate, so I can keep this big beefer on the outside. So it should be fairly easy, simple. Famous last words. But all right, let's get these bars installed. First thing I need to do is take off the bash plate. All right, 10 millimeter. Eight millimeter. While I'm down here, I'm going to break these. Point of reference, bash plate. All right, now that I got that loosened, all right, so step one is to mount this in there, but since this is a replacement, I already have it there. Skip step one. Okay, I'm on the right side of the bike, side with the exhaust, and so just to show you where it's at. So these two are where the bracket goes in that comes out by near the brake pedal. This bracket is also attached to this. This is a bracket for the skid plate. So we just got to make sure everything continues to line up. Oh, I got it. I got it. Got it. Got them both in. All right, and now the next step is to remove this. Again, this is a bracket for the skid plate. So, but the bars are going to also come down in here. 12 millimeter socket. This was the same as the older set 2. Again, the only difference is the mounting points here. Everything else is this exact same. So if you want to upgrade, if you got the original ones, it's an easy upgrade. Now I'm holding this up on my shoulder, holding this in my hand. Now I'm let's get the washer started first if I can. Okay, we're threading. There we go. Not 100% tight. I'm going to use the hardware for the top to hold it in place. Wash. Yep. This one's there, and right through. Look at that perfection. All right. Okay. Not even finger tight. Just enough to keep it from falling off. There, I got that one in. Let me get... Okay, so this is the small bottom one. Washer. Okay. Oh, what's in there? Boom. Stand up, huh? There we go. All right, so you see I finished up after my camera died. I did finish up. So these are fully mounted, both sides, all sides. So it's awesome. They look great. They have great protection. However, I was all excited when I looked at the other side, seeing that this was good to go, and it is. But this one comes down further, and it mounts in the same place. And so, hence, either order a new skid plate, but this thing is freaking stellar. Spend more money, or give it a shot. See if I can cut it out and make it fit, because I love this skid plate. So here's the... Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. Boom. I'm gonna try a trick. See if this will work. Taking a glove. If I put this in here, then that holds it enough to get it in there. If I get it on there. And I do. I'm using the Allen to tighten. Big pain in my ass. Oh yeah, that looks good. So this is where I cut. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Fully protected.